We're back. Let's do this. Aaronville would propose a course of action. I think it's time we return to Tuliulal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the forart cabins calling our names. To the cabins, let's do it. Let's go. Are we going or what? Alright, everybody's gonna go take a break now. Right when I took a break. That's smart. I should have took a break when they took a break. Let me grab these quests here. This is for all the Aetherites. The Aether Currents. Not the Aetherites. And then I have another one up here. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing two. I'm missing these last two in Urkopacha, and then I'll be out. That's crazy. We got 2 keystones. I'll just grab these 2 Aether Currents and be out of here. Where are you up to, Henry?
I'm just going around and doing hunts.
Doing the hunts.
Doing the hunts. Hold on, I'm gonna edit myself. I want to show Lex the new music for Tuli.
And I can fly in both zones and moving forward. So that way when we come back, we can
Nope.
just do fate grinding and just fly from fate to fate. What's your main scenario quest?
The Promise of Peace.
Promise of Peace, yeah, same. Okay. Excuse you, Mr. Treant. I was not even in your way, but if you so inclined to get chopped down and burned, then get that done real quick. Yeah, you should have mind your business. Murfler. Murfler. Probably gonna have to kill a few things here.
Why do I always want to?
One second. That's it.
Alright. And that should wrap up Urkopacha. There. Alright. We are free bird.
At that plate?
We are free bird in Urkopacha. We are a free bird. Yeah, I can still see the tilt. The tilt is done with the mouse. You can see them like
Yeah,
sway over left and
I
right.
have to check again.
Yeah. Yeah, they sway with the mouse. Wow, it's cool gliding. All right. Let's speak with Erenville and move forward. I know I keep saying it, but I'm just glad it's not Ratatan music anymore. It's like the trumpet is sobering up because of the saxophone and the xylophone. And the little dancer, aw. The little dancer. Are we returning in for some respite or what? There we go. It's so populated out here, Erenville took some time to load. Let's do it. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Wuklamat? Wuklamat, did you hear me? Lost in her own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. Wow. You getting one of the bungalows? Well, what do you know? Look where our inn is. Nice. Welcome back, Master San. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Nice.
You have a moment? There's something I wanted to talk to you about. So,
Oh god, please don't. Don't try to hit on me, please.
Ah! It's just too stuffy in here, that's what.
Okay.
We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air, that's what we need.
Okay. It's okay, don't worry. Alright, well, sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuyulol. That should help to get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make your way up from there. I'm over here trying to run in a straight line and falling all over the place. See if we can get up there by foot. Peshiwa, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh ho ho! There's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshiwa. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Ah, sorry, Ashitaka. I'm getting distracted. It's just with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to that spot I was thinking of. Wuklamat wants a date. I don't know, man. She's not my type. Wow, look at that sun.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Orkor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace. Really, I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness.
That,
It's
that,
just like Kryl said.
that's what usually almost all the like greatest leaders think like that. This reminds me of like Evan from Ni no Kuni 2. He had the same ideal, but because everybody wants that, like having everyone come together in peace, they're the ones with the most problems.
By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me? Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
I should have put myself in pajamas. That must be really uncomfortable.
Slightly.
Yeah. My fierce tyrant pajamas. Mm. Well, wouldn't be a good RPG if you didn't have that nice long late night early morning talk before the in bed sleep time scene. Every good RPG has a conversation or dialogue right before or after you get in the inn. There's a lot of those in Lost Odyssey. Alright, Alphino. You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. Next up, the leap to Yaktel. Oh, I'm getting a 663 weapon. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zoralja and Koana have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuklamat would be equal with them but for Bakuljaja's thievery, which has left us one short. That conniving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine. This, I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jaja's unleashing of Valgarmanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rivals' attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. The last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamulja and the Zabral in the forest of Yaktel, specifically near a village called Ikbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorze has a similar tale. The explorer Ketenram befriended a 2-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, that is the commonly held belief. Your 2-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Ketenram fellow must have come to Tuliolol. But if he needed to arrive some 80 years ago, the capital may have not been built yet, vestiges of Yakoi architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Autarch? Didn't you? Then Ketenram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk? Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbrax. Then all things considered, Yaktel seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by a dirigible. We should make for the landing once upon our preparations are complete. We're riding in one of Koana's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Yeah. At least you can throw up over the balloon. Hopefully. There's less motion sickness, I think. Let's actually take this aetheryte shard. Oh, I'm not attuned to that yet? Jeez. Well, let's fix that. wait, I don't know. I should have jumped here. Oh, let's see. There we go. Dirigible landing. Wow, these are big. The next flight to Yaktel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Here we go. It wouldn't be a Final Fantasy without air transportation. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbyes said? There's no going back once we lift off. Yep. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Me? I've been in the sky many times. I've been to the moon. Who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves? Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, 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 look. They wanted a female Hrothgar, and they gave him a female Hrothgar. Maybe ask Erenville? I'll say of course, I'll be nice. Of course, I'll hold your hand. Just don't scratch me. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Ashitaka. I'll try not to crush your hand. Yeah, please. Please don't. There she is, third promise. Wait just a moment. My Blue! My Blue and Tobly. Of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. They're here to sell us something, watch. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Yogg-Saron as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, to where it seems you are already bound. What luck. Then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. It is mere coincidence that brought my grandfather here. There? Or yet another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rites. Thanks, I won't let you down. I just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as they are. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. I really hope she wins. Yaktel will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. They just want us to win so they can start selling us stuff. That's really what that is.
The fierce Chapral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
Reminds me of Lake Macalania from 10.
Yeah.
It is here where the Chapral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Yaktural. Yaktel. Wow, it's like the Amazon.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Is the Chapral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
I don't think Wuklama likes anything that has to do with motion. She's just constantly getting nauseous. She's just another Yuffie. Like, always throwing up. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. Alright, let's take a look at how big Yaktel is. Oh, Yaktel is huge. Good, everyone's accounted for. Ikbrox is up ahead. Let's be on our way. Ironville was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. 95. I have a lot of weapon coffers. I'm just gonna save that. Got a 663 chest coming up. Muklamat's attention is divided between the perilously deep cenote and Ikbrax. Ready to head on in? Let's do it! Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. He looks like a Don Corneo Hrothgar. Just saying. The third promise and her retinue, I presume? You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There is but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. Who is everyone? What is everyone? All the other claimants are here.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As Ibrash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise, if you would please join us. Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Well, hopefully, Muklamat gets Koana.
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner.
Wow. Dun dun dun. I knew there was going to be a twist where we have to work together.
Teams will be decided by lots.
Oh.
Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Oh, we can't choose. Oh. Well. Oof.
12 forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Oof. I hope we don't get paired up with Bakul. Oof. This is gonna be crazy.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red.
Okay.
Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Please be red. Please be red.
Red.
Yes!
Which means
Hype.
Together again, as fate would have it.
victory's as good as ours.
I honestly feel that maybe Kwana's trying to be a part of this just to support Gwut Lamont. Just like to get her through and like support her. What if like he just doesn't really care and want to be on a Dawn servant and he's just trying to make sure like he's guiding her. We'll see.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Yeah, well. We'll see how that works out.
Not the one head.
What do you mean not the one head? Anybody you got paired with would have been one head.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shebruk Bibil.
You excuse me? We're making food? This is a Hell's Kitchen cook-off? Hold on. Hold on. You don't even know. You don't even know who the Warrior Light is right now. Hold on. You don't even know.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
We cooking. It's a
So
cook-off.
it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Wow.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say? Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink.
That's true. Tacos, mezcal. That's true.
The Hanu Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds,
Reeds.
while the Pelu Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living.
Yeah.
So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
Of course. Of course. I love
With
it.
each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture.
I love it already. I love it.
Is this what Father intended for us all along?
And we have an alchemist on our side too. Come on, an alchemist and a culinarian. We got this.
It's the dream team.
It's a dream team. Exactly.
A leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
Bakul like yawning
The
over here.
rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious.
Shibruk
You'll be
Bivir.
judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
It's Hell's Kitchen. It's basically the next chef.
Back to
Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster.
Oh my god, we're getting judged.
Let the feat of repast begin.
Well, let's go. What are the ingredients we need for this recipe? Shibik bibil. Shibik bibil. Imagine this is an actual recipe I get to craft. It's gotta
I've
be.
never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. It's a lighter wonder.
Let's find out. It's a Tyrrell beef Wellington. Or a Zerali pernil. Because it's called a Shibruk bibil. Let's see what the ingredients are first, and I can correlate what its resemblance. Yep, that's what I was dealing with. Shabruk Pibil. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Heh, of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers? Yes? Our competition has a team of 6. The 2 claimants, Sarilja and Bakuljaja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With tasks suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Sibruk Pibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Zabral people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. Let's see, do I even have that in my recipe book? That'd be amazing. But like, guys, I already had the answer. I already know the ingredients. Let's just get to work.
Here it is.
Here it is. Let's check it out. So I have a, it's not going to be a, let me see. Is it a master recipe? It's not. They probably won't give it to us right away, because then it would be like a spoiler. No, I stop at level 95s. There is no, Shebruk Pibil here. Is it a tabletop? Cause that'd be cool. Nope. Let me see. Mug of cocoa. Nope. Let's just go find out what this includes. I feel like taking this outfit off. I feel like I might be a little stifled in here. It's hot. I have yet to find a decent outfit though. Let's look at this fastidious fellow. Hello? The recipe for Shabruk Pibil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything orders from Hunmu Rook himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at market. Wink. Ah. Ah, we need Ibruk. What is Ibruk? What is Ibruk? Let me ask this Hubigo. We ought to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time be? What are you looking at? Salt liquor. Mind your own business. Salt liquor? That's a new one. What if I happen to like salt, okay? It's better than being the sugar liquor. Nothing wrong with being a salt liquor. I need some Ibruk. Oh, look like they had a cookout out here. What's this? Bright banana peel. Look at this banana peel, bruh.
It's like iridescent.
Iridescent. Banana peel seen the light. This banana peel has seen the light of the traveler. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no. It appears I've gone and dropped my Najul. I mean Jatika banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Okay. I need some Ibruk. Is there a market nearby? Ibruk. Ibruk. Ibrooks. Ibrooks. Ibroosh. Ibroosh. Where else can I check out here? Oh wait, hold on. It's a little campfire here. No food. Let's see. Oh wait, there's some colorful spices here. There's another person doing a cookout. Okay. Okay, look like he making some refried beans maybe? Let's see. What kind of spices are these? Look like chili peppers, habanero, and a jalapeno. But let's see what this is. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called akiot. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Akiot. So it seems like I need Ibruk and akiot. Achiot. Achiot. Akiot. Ashiot. Ashiote. Ashiot. And Ibruk. 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 Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about the Shibruk Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us, directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shibruk Pibil. But one in particular she attributed to all common Shibral dishes, akiot, she called it. Akiot. I see. Then if Shibruk Pibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alfino claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of najul, or banana in certain localities. 'Twould seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles. Then, don't you? Ibruk, without a doubt. A sibling slab of beef. Smells so good you can practically taste it. A squeaky flesh of bipedal fish. No, Ibruk, without a doubt. The Pabil part is probably the spices, as would be expected of a dish called Shibruk Pabil, indeed. So, to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes akiote and steamed underground within najul or banana leaves. It's almost like it sounds like it's like a underground tamale. But we have to know, we don't even really know what Ibruk is yet. Like, what is this? And it's wrapped in a banana leaf, banana peel. that's like iridescent. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and Wilderbrook, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Heh, leave it to a master cleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gatherings. I too shall be glad to volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Alice? As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first? This feat encourages our communication with the locals after all. Lamati, Ashitaka, if you would accompany me on my errand. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Let us be about our tasks then. About to make some cooking. About to chef it up. We're about to chef it up. I still want to know what a brook is, though. About to find out who the next top chef is. If this NPC would load. Any day now. Any Dana, there it is. Come on, let's go and get those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. 663 chests. Nice. Wow. I made like 4 stacks of 99 pastry fish back when Endwalker came out, and I'm down to my last 5 now. It's crazy how it lasted me an entire expansion. And some. Now we're gonna get 663 pants. Let's do it. Let us see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Orianjir mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najul leaves? For purposes other than Shibruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forests for more. Gomaljik Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then the Jatika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Hmm? Hmm? Traveling there requires that you go through the Tyenbeck Traverse, but it has caved in, due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Hibruk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. Heh, I can't wait. Yeah, because she keeps throwing up all the time. That's why she's always hungry. Still, if there are no leaves here, we can't travel for more. How are we supposed to gather all of our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuliolal. So, perhaps there is something about Shibruk Pibil that we have yet to learn. Something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. It's all rooted in the culture, I bet. Oh, I see. Like, who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. If it's Ektel's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Shabral and the Mamulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Shibruk Pibil. Huh? What does steamed Ibruk have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ilion Ashosh, as it lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilion Ashosh? Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Now we're gonna get a dramatic story about how everyone suffered, and what saved them was this Shibruk Pibil. And then they're gonna bring meaning to the dish, and it's gonna be hard to find, and blah blah blah, and like every typical RPG, you're gonna add value to the dish, and it's gonna be super rare and meaningful. But that's just my guess. Could be wrong. A history of violence. The village of Ilianaso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. That's a big map. It's a big 'em. It's a big map. What is that? Holy crap. What is that? A Star Crier. Level 100 Star Crier. Wow.
That thing was wild.
I want that as a mount. Oh no. What is this? I'm getting attacked by a Nakakuga. It's a it's a squirrel cosplaying a Nakakuga from Monster Hunter. The Tayata. The Tayata. It was like a squirrel bat. So this is the village of Ilianoso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wukivu, I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrox when I heard the third promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wukivu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume. For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Koana. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Koana. Now, that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? Koana? As in the second promise of Tuliolol? To think that I addressed the Dawn Servant's own son as a common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please, take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Sibruk Pibil. While I am forbidden by the Sabrax Rax to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktelu's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between the Zabral and Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Zabral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Zabral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well, blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Buniwa, and Dapro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Zabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Buniwa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Buniwa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first Autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it's best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Things are getting a little spicy here, learning about the old war. I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. I guess right after this.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield. field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yorqui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence, a constant stream of minor skirmishes punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now...
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Puff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill deserve the bounty of this forest. Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end? That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda. What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
coordination was indeed impressive. How the Belu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chabral steamed najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more, their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.